Hey church family, Miss Michele here, and we're talking about prayer. So you may be wondering, why do I have husky hands and rocket hat and Seahawk jersey? Well, it's because, have you ever gone to a basketball game or a football game and seen people cheer? You know, like when they score 3 points or there's a big touchdown. Or have you ever seen at a concert when there is a musician playing everybody's favorite song and everybody's going, ah! Well, in the same way that you're yelling and cheering and telling that sports star or that musician how amazing and how awesome they are, same thing. We can and we should be telling God how amazing and how awesome He is. Think about it. What would you tell your favorite musician? Or what if Russell Wilson walked in front of you? What would you, assuming you think Russell Wilson is as cool as I think he is, what would you tell him? What would you ask him? Would you say something like, hey, Russell, you know that touchdown, the last touchdown in the Super Bowl? You know that one when they scored and that was like the score? That was amazing. Something like that. Well, in the same way, we have an opportunity and we ought to tell God about all the amazing things about Him. Now, we are talking about one way to talk to God. He loves when we talk to Him. He loves when we want to have a conversation with Him. And just like, remember we talked about how just like with our parents or our brothers or sisters or neighbors or friends, there are different ways that we can talk to them. There's different ways that we can talk to God. And if you remember, we talked about popcorn prayers, or we talked about reminders to remind us to pray to God or for someone. Well, when I think about sitting down and having a conversation with, say, my kids, like sitting down and really talking with them, where, you know, you're sitting there for a little while. When I think about that kind of conversation or that kind of talking with my kids, well, there's a way to sit down and to talk to God for kind of a longer amount of time, rather than the popcorn or the quick reminder prayers. You see this word acts, A-C-T-S? This word or these letters help me to remember a way to be able to talk to God in kind of a longer sit down kind of a way. And today we're going to be talking about the first letter that helps me to remember and to just kind of keep on track, because my mind kind of wanders sometimes when I sit down and talk to God for a little while. It's easy for me to get distracted. So this is a way for me to stay focused, so that I can stay focused and stay talking to God, which is what I really want to be doing. So A, what does A stand for? You know how I was talking about telling that sports star or the musician how awesome they are? A stands for a big word called adoration, which is adoring, or some other A words that you might be used to using is awesome, telling God how awesome and how amazing He is. So why do we start with A? Well, one reason is God, in His Word, in the Bible, He gave us an example of how to talk to Him. And this is actually one, like the very beginning. I'm going to read the very beginning. And you may have heard this prayer before because it's pretty popular. It's in Matthew 6, in the book of Matthew, in chapter 6, in verse 9. Jesus said, "This is how you should pray. Our Father in heaven." So as soon as Jesus is reminding us who we're talking to, the very first thing He does, He says something that is amazing or awesome about God. He says, "May your name be honored." The very first thing He says is, "May you be honored. May my heart, may my attitude, may my words say there is something awesome about you." So, what are some things that are awesome about God? Well, He created all the things in the world. He did. He created the grass. He created the ocean. Did you ever think about that? He created color. He didn't have to create color. He did. What's your favorite color? He made that color. What about food? What's your favorite food? He made it. What about your favorite animal? My favorite animal is a puppy because I have two of them. Bailey, which most of you have seen, and then our puppy dog Rue, which my nickname for her is Trouble because she's always in trouble. So my favorite animal is a dog. God made puppy dogs. Those are all things that we can say, God, you are amazing as creator. I can also say, God, you are amazing at being powerful, because you know what? It takes amazing power to make an ocean. It takes amazing power to keep the whole ocean staying in its place. Have you ever thought about that? There's so many awesome things about God, about who He is. And one thing, as far as who He is, remember we talked about that big word, omnipresent? That's one thing that's amazing about God, that we can say, hey, you are amazing because you are everywhere. And I can pray to you anywhere because you are everywhere. You are omnipotent. That is amazing. So, again, today we talked about the A in Acts for adoring or telling God how amazing and how awesome He is. And I can't wait to talk about the C, the T, and the S in the word Acts.